doing? My analyst is, you know what? If anybody in the chat wants to come up here, take over from Mo Farah, you're more than welcome. But the position is open. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not sure if Cole works on him even. I haven't seen that, but doesn't matter. There's no axe in the game, so who cares? They've picked up a Matumament Pugner to go up against this Invoker in the middle lane to put in some pressure. I like this. It's decent AoE damage. You can deal with those Forward Spirits if he does go for the Exhort build. You can also push really hard. I mean, you know, Invoker is generally the kind of guy who sits around in lane anyway, so... But, you know, the pressure which is going to come out from Matumament will hopefully be enough for Liquid to kind of shove out Mage and not give him that dream start to the game because... but yeah, I'm most excited for this troll. I'll be... Well, Kuro is going on that Beastmaster, Brewmaster, sorry.
Yeah, that's interesting. So they're going to be playing the GH as the position 4 again. I'm really interested. I'm a big fan of this hero, so I want to see what kind of items he builds now on the Keeper of the Light, whether he still goes for that Ags early on, or whether he goes kind of like more utility, like the Forces and the Glimmers and whatnot, like we used to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be cool to see GH on his signature hero, but with a new, fresh 7.20 twist.
7.20 twist. I like this offlane though by Kezu and MNT. They've got the Centaur and the Rubik down in this bot lane. It's going to be really difficult for the Terrorblade down here if he ends up getting matched up against it. You have the lift into the stomp, lots of burst damage coming through with the Fade Bolt too, and the double edge.
Yep, looks like they're moving a little bit aggressively here. Liquid just playing around their high ground to start things off.
Yeah, they're just trying to be a little bit careful down here. I think a lot of teams have been making this kind of movement down that you see Vega doing right now. The 3 or 4 man rotations, sometimes they end up being smoked. He actually did take Boar at level 1, by the way. I was completely wrong. So MC's just doing something different here.
Yep, I also heard a Sunstrike. I'm not entirely sure where that was. Who knows? Phantom Sunstrike.
Just scouting.
Yeah. So yeah, using that boar, level 1 to scout things out in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, he himself runs up to top lane with a new boar. And they'll see that there is no one on this high ground. Meanwhile, Pexu off. It's just Pexu alone here going for this rune. If they want, they can run down here and try and contest. They will do. Kuro coming in. Who's got the quicker fingers? It is actually Pexu who picks that one up, playing around that bounty rune. And Kuro's just happy to trade hits here, though. As these decays come off, maybe he might want to rethink that strategy as he backs away from the Undying. And,
if you can force Undying to use as much mana as you can before the laning stage, it's usually a decent win. You just want to be tanking those instead of your Terrorblade, really.
Meanwhile, Miracle on the Terrorblade, as he's mentioned. Look at this build. 6 tangos and 4 iron branches and a stout shield. This guy knows he's going to get harassed, as we have Madara on this Troll Warlord looking to put the pressure on to the Terrorblade, who's going to immediately pop that Metamorphosis and try and get a bit of a CS advantage to start things off.
Now, whenever you get to lane on the TB, you always just want to pop the meta at the start. Try and secure all the CS in the first couple of waves or so.
One thing which does strike me about this bottom lane is that when this Metamorphosis runs up, it's going to be a double melee lane versus Undying and Troll Warlord, which doesn't sound good. Now MNT's coming in as well. Miracle's dropping low here. They're actually just going to kill him off with the decay. Miracle dies first blood under tower as Vega rotate in very aggressively.
Yeah, that was during the meta as well, so...
yeah.
Not exactly the best use that you want to be getting with that. Like we say, you want to try and secure all the CS in the first couple of waves if you can, so...
Meanwhile, up in the top lane, this does leave Kezu alone versus GH and Mind Control, and we'll see how much pressure these two can put off. Now, I'm kind of expecting Chakra Magic level 2 from GH, which will give Mind Control the axe spam which he wants versus the Centaur, and we'll see if he can pull that one off, meanwhile.
Definitely, this is like the winning TI combo, it feels like, these two heroes up here, the Beastmaster and the Cottle. The Chakra Magic works a little bit differently now, where you cast it after they've used the spell, and it reduces the cooldown then instead. You know, the idea is still the same.
Yeah, just unnecessarily complicating things. Classic Valve. And this is the cheeky Illuminate from the side. GH doing the usual.
There's
another one straight away. Okay. This is going to be annoying. Meanwhile, we'll look to the mid lane as it's, of course, Matu versus Mage, the Pugna versus the Invoker, which has had Matu off to a pretty decent start, as expected, as he decrepifies the Invoker and will deal with that Forge Spirit. Are we expecting anything other than a pretty clean game from a Superman here in mid?
I mean, this matchup should be Pugna favoured a little bit, not by a huge amount, you know, especially when Invoker starts getting some levels online. He can start out last hitting the Pugna, but you know, with that blast spam always coming through, maybe a little bit of a trading farm kind of lane. Got to be wary of when that Pugna gets level 6, maybe gets a rotation and has good kill potential on the Invoker.
Yeah, Pugna 6 is definitely the danger zone. I mean, especially if you use that cold snap, then you've got nothing to interrupt it with. But well, he's got other spells, of course, but probably won't have Deafening Blast by the time Pugna's level 6. So yeah, you just got to be careful. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it looks like Matu's actually, Miracle has taken an early trip to the jungle, which is not ideal, I don't think. But you know,
this is just Terrorblade things, honestly. I get level 3, get 2 points to illusions. You know, oh, don't worry, lane's going hard. I'll just jungle anyway instead. This is fine. You know, with my 15 armor at 3 minutes into the game, this is absolutely fine. Fair and balanced.
Meanwhile, Pexy's just dying to tower here. No problems there. Meanwhile,
oh, Pexu. She didn't wait long enough though, so GH ends up getting the kill instead.
Nice, he'll take that. Level 3 now. And they're actually pulling the creeps past here. Because there was still a Radiant creep under tower, so they just wanted to pull it past. Meanwhile, Miracle actually taking Ancients now with this Metamorphosis, and he's going to do this no problem at all, so...
Yeah, I like this though when TV players... When TV players do this, you basically just pop meta whenever it's off cooldown.
Mid lane, Matu chasing down MNT, but Mage comes in, making it a little less appealing for Matu to run in, but he's not giving up. Cold Snap is out, and with the Forged Spirit, that should be enough to get rid of the kill threat there from the Pugna. But
yeah, I mean, this is the problem when you rotate the TB away to the jungle. You know, you can leave this troll in a 1v1 against the Brewmaster, and that frees up the Rubik to try and play the rest of the map. He picks up this Arcane Rune, tries to try and gank mid, but now he's just going to hunt down Miracle by the looks of it. They try and stop his farm a little bit.
But oh, top lane as well. They're chasing GH here. Kezu and Pexu want the Kotl, but GH running through the trees. Kezu not interested in turning around for this one, actually. Oh, he's going for the bounty runes, that's why. That makes sense. Everything makes sense now.
Gotta get those 5-minute runes. GH is a very speedy man on a horse, so...
Yeah, he's pretty damn fast, isn't he? Pretty damn quick. But Mind Control fighting it up with Pexu here, the Undying. Just kind of brawling up.
To be honest, I don't really understand why they're playing this Beastmaster Keeper of the Light Lane and not leveling the axes. You know, you mentioned this is something that you thought they would do, where, you know, you use the Chakra Magic to give the Beastmaster more mana to spam out the wave, but...
Yeah.
She's just not leveling them at all.
3 boars?
I mean, the boars do a lot of damage now, honestly. I mean, it's hero type damage, like we said before, and at level 4 it does 64 damage, so... Combine that with the attack speed aura that Beastmaster gives. Yeah, it does pack a punch, but...
But I think what this game is going to come down to is how good is Neutral Warlord? And I don't know the answer, do you?
No, I don't even know what his skills do, apparently, so... I mean, how am I supposed to answer that question? I mean, I knew what his ult did apart from it. I thought it could still, you know, you could still be killed, but apparently not. Fair enough.
Apparently not. There's a first kill for Matu there in the river, finding that double damage and bringing down the Undying. Easy peasy, no problems at all.
Looks like he's going to try and rotate top here as well, put some pressure on this top tower with the Beastmaster and the Keeper of the Light.
Well, Mind Control is trying to find this courier here, actually got a bit of damage out onto it. And in we go onto Kezu. The little green man chasing into the trees. Nether Blast does not connect, and they're going to need an interrupt here, which they do not have. So Kezu just going to TP himself away, but this should mean that the tower is up for grabs. With these Nether Blasts coming out with the Kotl. That's kind of disgusting, actually.
Yeah, I've just realised that it doesn't matter about the axes, because they have a Pugna instead. So that blast just constantly going to be coming
off. Madara trying to chase down Kuroki here, actually popping that ultimate to chase him down. But now Kuroki actually blocked in by creeps, and that is going to be him die. But Madara, he's in the tree line here. He's not in a great position. And GH is trying to bully him out with these Illuminates, and Madara doesn't really know what to do with himself here.
I'm surprised Timberman didn't try and TP down there to kill the troll. Maybe he thought, you know, Madara was already TPing away, but he does have a TP available on him.
Dire structures are fortified.
Not sure about that one, to be honest. Not sure. Maybe he just believed that GH was capable of dealing with it by himself. They want the middle lane. Oh, they baited out the two movement here by putting the Invoker in the lane, but MNT was behind, and then there's going to be a quick demolishment off the Pugner.
Yeah, Liquid have this ward down the bottom side, of the room, but it doesn't really spot where this Rubik's playing on the map at the moment. He's trying to stop the TV from jungling on this Radiant bot jungle. They're playing around the mid lane as well, so look towards Liquid, trying to get some vision around that area. See what this pesky Rubik's up to.
Tell you what, we are going to swap it over to net worth really early here, because the last hits aren't telling us anything reliable, because of course Miracle's been in the jungle so much on this Terrorblade, and we do see that net worth is quite firmly in Vega's half of the map on their cores right now. Do we need to do something about this Troll Warlord?
Well, so apparently they want to.
Okay, Will used, and with the life drain as well, it looks like Madara might be brought down here. They're going to use a Stampede. Madara runs, Kuroki trying to give chase, but they don't have the catch. Turns around, throws some axes, and Madara escapes just with a Stampede, and that was a Will-O-Wisp used. That was a life drain used as well from the Tumorman, and they don't find the kill.
Stampede did come out though at the same time, and it does have a long cooldown, this patch. So
true, but still worth it, I would say.
Yeah, Troll gets out. Definitely okay. X is kind of hovering around behind here. He's only level 3 on this Undying, actually, which is a little bit of a worry for him. You want to start putting those points in Tombstone if you can. GH mid, though. Cool.
Yeah, into Mage he goes and throws out the Stomp. He's actually going to survive this one. The fire not doing nearly enough damage, and GH trying to predict the movements with the Illuminate there, but doesn't connect. But they'll just continue to fend off in this middle lane. Meanwhile, up at top, Mind Control, trying to keep this tower in check. I'm still not really seeing what this Beastmaster's going to achieve just yet.
Still maxing the board. Yeah, he is.
Yep.
I'm really interested with this to see what he does, but the point I want to make is look where all of Vega's vision is at the moment, and look at where Miracle's playing on this Terrorblade. And you can see what they want to be doing down here.
Right.
They want to try and smoke up and get something done. Maybe a rotation from the Centaur. He has his next Stampede online.
Yeah, there's no point dire wards in these jungles.
There's no point putting these deep observer wards down if you can't do anything to punish, with the vision. So, I'd like to see him try and make a rotation soon, at least. Troll in the bot lane as well, actually getting run at again.
Pressure from Matsu. And there comes the Decrepify Blast as well. That's going to be enough to finish him off. Madara turning around from the axes and ends up costing him his life. But Matuma's so fast that I'm not sure it would have mattered either way. Peksu does take both the bounty runes, however, so Matu will be slightly salted about that. But, he got the kill on the carry. His job is done. He's feeling good.
Yeah, it feels like if you can, anytime you can get a kill on the Troll and Invoker this game, they're the two big cores you really want to be trying to shut down. So, although the Centaur kills are nice, you're kind of just not really impacting the game at the moment. Put him in a 1v1 against somebody. Going to be all about this.